Caitlin, big week. National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. Player of the week, the USA basketball news. I saw Jason was wearing your shoes. So, yeah, how's your week going?
My week's been good. It's been nice to have a little bit of rest and get back home. I feel like we've kind of been busy on the road, obviously, with All-Star and then going right into a 3-game swing. So I think this is a great opportunity for us. Obviously, it's been cool. Obviously, Jason wore my shoes at the premiere. It's pretty fun. I watched the first episode of the show. It's really good. So highly recommend. On National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, I actually had a s'mores chocolate chip cookie. So I guess I might have cheated a little bit, but the extra marshmallow was good. Other than that, excited for Kelsey, Player of the Month. Excited for Coach of the Month. Really cool for both of them. Obviously, they put together a great July. So hopefully we can keep it rolling.
Going back, since this is the first home game since All-Star, going back to All-Star, I know you had the chance to see the Iowa Attack player, old AAU team, and gift one of their players your shoe. What was that experience like?
That was really cool. I kind of felt bad because I only have the stuff in my sample size right now, which is size 9. So one of the girls wore my size, so I was able to give her some, but we're starting to get shoes rolling in, so I'll be able to get more and more people in the shoe. Probably a lot of people will be in the blue shoe to start, so that'll be fun. But just to see the excitement on people's faces, and I think one of the coolest moments was me getting to see somebody else play in it for the first time. Obviously, I've been playing in it, but I really haven't seen anybody else. So obviously, got to see the young girl play in it at the EYBL, and then obviously Courtney played in it at the All-Star game, so that was pretty cool and kind of a surreal moment.
Just with the World Cup roster being announced this morning, what does it mean to you to be on that roster for the first time?
Yeah, obviously really exciting. Anytime you wear USA across your chest, it's a tremendous honor, and to be surrounded by so many great players, some of which have already won Olympic gold medals, some have been on the World Cup team before, and obviously I get to share it with AB too, so it's pretty cool and pretty fun, and I'm excited about it. Obviously, I got a ways to go to get there. August is a really, really busy month. It's a big month for us. It's a challenging month. We play a lot of really good teams, so take it one day at a time, but just a big honor, and I'm really excited.
Still 14 games to go, and you've already made as many mid-range shots this season as you had the last 2 years combined. What's the process like to develop that part of your game?
I think it's something that I've always had. It's probably not something I've always hunted, and I'm not necessarily sure I'm hunting that. I think I've done a much better job this year of taking what the defense gives me and playing a little bit more under control with great balance. I think a lot of the times when I go back and watch, I'm creating really good separation on a lot of these mid-range jumpers. I'm not getting a lot of just dribble in, it's usually off of a step back. I'm usually have to create some sort of separation, and I think a lot of the times in my first 2 years in the league, I'm playing pretty upright, and I think that's been a lot of the difference for me is I'm kind of down lower. I'm trying to use leverage a little bit more to create a little bit more separation. So obviously I've shot it pretty well in the mid-range over the course of the season so far, and I think that's just an area I can continue to utilize a little bit more, especially if your legs are tired, and I made quite a few there in the Minnesota game when I couldn't really get a 3 to fall. So I think just continuing to be a 3-level scorer puts more pressure on the defense. So definitely an area I've worked on over the course of the last year.
Hey, Caitlin. So looking back at the film, when you guys were dissecting just, the 2 Las Vegas games, what were some of the things that really stood out to you that you guys liked? And what were some of the things that you feel like you had to work on?
Well, Vegas had a great July as well. And I think the 2 games where they shot their lowest field goal percentage were versus us. So, I think it shows us when we're disruptive on the defensive end, they're really good. They have tremendous players across the board, and they're going to want to get to the things that they want to get to. And, obviously, I think when we were able to be in passing lanes, push them out their spots, be physical, make them run their offense a little bit further out. I thought I'm pretty sure we took care of the ball really well, especially in the second time we played Vegas at home on that trip. I think also on the first time. So just limiting points off of turnovers. But I think it starts physicality at the point, especially on the defensive end, going against 4-time MVP. What she's going to want to get to. She's going to make some tough baskets. You just have to make it as challenging as you can on her. And obviously, Jackie's been playing just as good as anybody in the league right now. So obviously another focus point for us too.
Hi, Caitlin. There's a lot of pressure on athletes, on you individually, to take positions on various topics and issues.
Yeah.
You've been criticized for saying things, been criticized for not saying things. Yeah. How do you navigate that external pressure and just the ongoing commentary about what you say?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, you speak when you feel like you want to speak. I think for myself, like, I've been in this position for 5 years now, 4 years. I think like I have a good feel of, what's going to be asked, what's not going to be asked, how to approach each situation. And, I try to just show up and be myself every single day. And I hope, fans can feel like they can connect with me in that way. But at the same time, I'm 24 years old. I'm trying to navigate life. I'm trying to navigate playing at the highest level. And then, sometimes you get asked a lot of questions, and sometimes that's your responsibility. And then sometimes, you want to keep the focus on basketball. So I feel like you just do your best to navigate it. You go with your gut. And I feel like anytime I try to be up at this podium, I try to give you my authentic self the best way I can. And, sure, there's a responsibility, and sure, there's pressure at times. Like, and I think there's moments where you're able to block a lot of it out. And I think as an athlete, sometimes, like, I feel like any athlete would probably feel like they're lying to you if they said that they didn't feel pressure in a certain way or feel like they had certain expectations, whether that's a question that's going to be asked, whether that's their ability to perform, no matter what it is. Like, that can probably creep in on an athlete performing at the highest level. I felt that over the course of my career. I felt that this season. So I think you just try to show up every single day and be your best self, and then surround yourself with really good people.
Hey, Caitlin. I'm Tasha Jones with the Indianapolis Recorder. What changes have you made to your game that doesn't show up in the box score?
That's a good question. I think just the pace I've been playing at over the course of maybe the last month. I feel like the game has probably slowed down for me in some ways. I think, the balance I'm able to play with. But I think, like, I always remind myself, like, there's going to be nights where your shot goes. There's going to be nights where your shot doesn't fall. What can I do to lead this team in other ways? And I think, like, I'm the point guard. Like, I have to be able to show up every single night, whether it's going my way or whether it's not. I think, we track a ton of statistics that don't show up in the box score. Hockey assists, hopefully I can try to lead the team in that every single night. Hockey assists, deflections, charges drawn, like all that type of stuff. Like, those are the winning plays that really matter. And we keep track of those. We take a lot of pride in that in our locker room. So I think a lot of that stuff, I think just like the leadership part of it too. Like, if you're the point guard, you need to be the most vocal person on the court all the time, and just continuing to do that the best I can. I think I'm still trying to learn. Like, I've only played 80 games in this league or something like that, 90 games. So I still have a lot of ways to continue to grow and continue to learn, and can learn from my coaches, can learn from the players around me, and I'll just continue to do that.